Hello, and welcome back to the final part of our very special Monster of the Week game here at the Dice Cult. I'm here to say hello and catch you up to speed on our last episode, give you a little bit of a reminder, and then we'll sit back, relax, and enjoy this exciting conclusion. So, without further ado, last time, the year is 1942, and France is under Nazi occupation. The body of a French resistance member had been found outside a party in Saint-Bouchard, held by French collaborator Maurice Darlan and SS officer Dr. Ludwig Staltz. The young messenger of the town, Phileas, had been tasked with whisking the body away to his mentor, Sasha Fedorov, the town doctor. The body had been mauled in a manner most foul and perhaps more than a little supernaturally. The news of a murder of a French resistance member traveled quickly, and the Allies sent in a team to investigate what on earth was happening in the French village. So, a covert agent, a weapons expert, a psychic, and a ghost all rolled into town and met with the acting doctor and his young ward. Of course, all this attention drew quite a bit of eyes, including their would-be host, the leader of the French resistance, Brigitte Montpellier, and the nefarious Dr. Staltz and his bodyguard Gunter. After a lunch invitation by Dr. Staltz and a fire started in the fancy manor on top of the hill in town, may or may not have been started by some ghostly powers, the unlikely team has thwarted one more murder by foul creatures in the sewers and must make plans on how to defeat the evil plaguing the town before the sun rises. So we begin where we left off, with the team coming back together and starting to make their plan of attack as night falls. So I hope you guys enjoy, hang out with us in chat, and have some fun.
That sounds good. That sounds right. Please take me to Sasha. And he's gonna go with you back into town. And you all are kind of like
he's a collaborator.
Anyway. He's a collaborator. You guys are in Sasha's inner sanctum, having just killed this thing.
I still just have the arm.
You still do just have the arm. And as you guys are starting to talk about what you know about the beast, you hear a bang on the door. However, you guys would like to knock, and Tyga Bow, who now looks a little bit more corporeal, and Maurice Darlan are at the door.
So it's just gonna open the door and... You live.
Can we come in?
Yeah. Yes. How corporeal is he?
He's back to normal.
Okay, if he's back to normal, then Sasha will let him in.
I will also go in.
Okay. Maurice is like looking at you. Can I also come in?
I guess. Are you with them? Look
yes.
at Tyga and Bo.
I'm not going to answer for this person.
I came with them. Does that count?
Everyone's at my house today. Might as well be you too. Your sister's here. Come on.
My sister? I don't have a sister.
Sorry, not his sister.
His
Sorry. His lover. I forgot.
That was one of the things that Phil kind of blurted out, was that she's been having an affair with
forgot the
Christine.
family connections.
Yeah.
Maurice looks at you when you say Christina's there, and he just books it up the stairs.
Is it?
Okay.
I have outside knowledge of the world of vampire. Is vampires needing permission to come in a thing inside here?
Yes.
Okay. So I would know that. Okay.
You would know that. And so all of you who are upstairs, suddenly, like, you hear talking from downstairs and then thudding up the stairs, and the door bursts open, and Maurice is standing there very out of breath, kind of covered in soot, and just goes, Christine! And like gathers her in his arms and is like checking over her. And she's trying to like kind of push him away and be like, I'm fine. And she just points at Fern, who has the arm.
There was no time to put it away.
Yeah, and Maurice just goes, fuck.
Maurice, could you tell us where the good doctor and his servant would have driven to into the woods?
They're going to where the sewers let out.
They're going to meet the creature. It's in the sewers. It was heading back that way.
One of them.
How many are
How-
there?
Well, depends on what you count as a creature.
This is
Does the doctor live in your house? No.
He commandeered my house when he arrived. He is the
I
SS. They
see.
can do that. Did you see Gunter?
Yes. He's
While we're talking, I hand Bo a letter. Read this. I don't know what it says.
Bo will open it up and read it.
I will send you what it says.
Okay.
I gotta find it in my notes. Where is it?
Oh
Yes.
my gosh.
It is a series of letters. And you can look over it, and it says that. Taiga, are you looking at the book that you took?
Yes, I will take it out and show it to people here.
Yes. The book, as you all look at it, is a book that's written in English. It's written. It was published in Arizona, and it's written in something that most of you all can read at least. And it says, "The consumption of human flesh, even in desperation, leaves a stain on the mind and soul. Some claim that once consumed, you are marked for the curse of ancient gods who are disgusted by humanity's hunger. The person who is brought to the brink of death after eating flesh will transform into a creature who only craves darkness and the flesh of living things, driven mad by its never-ceasing desire for gore."
Does
And,
Taiga share this?
Yeah,
Yes.
are you saying that out loud?
I share. I just share it, and then I look at Maurice in concern, like in shock and concern, like
Yeah, he did say, "What do you consider a creature?"
These things are cursed.
Things, people.
I don't think they're people anymore when they have that. And I point to the arm that Fern's holding.
Fern mumbles under her breath, like, called it.
Can it be undone?
Oh, if it's a curse, yes. Curses can be lifted. And if it's a curse, we're dealing with a Wendigo. And if you say there's multiple things, well, by golly, there could be more than just a Wendigo.
You look
Well, there
excited.
were-
Why do you look excited?
Well, I took its whole arm off. I pride myself in the craft, and this is just a high point. I took the whole arm.
Maurice. When we were descending from the stairwell, what did you mean that we would both have problems?
He's been staying at my house for 3 weeks. I didn't know at first. And then if I didn't eat,
You went to lunch. Did you eat?
Maurice
going-
did.
Are you going to
I-
turn into one of these creatures, Maurice?
I'm not at the brink of death, but I don't know what. Am I cursed? And he looks at Christine, and he looks very scared. And Christine is kind of going,
Oh, come now. It's nothing we can't just sort out. But we need to find the good doctor and make sure that the more pressing matters are taken care of.
he is. The sewers lead out up the mountain a bit. It's part of the water will rush in through the rain, and the sewers will lead out down the mountain. There's an old maintenance shack up there.
I think I've seen it. Like I've not been in the sewers, but I've run through all of kinds of woods in that direction. I've seen where some of the grates are. I know which direction they go out towards the mountains.
Is Brigitte here?
Brigitte is there. She's
Oh,
crossed
okay.
her arms and she's glaring at Maurice and Christine.
Okay. Madame Brigitte, can you take care of Maurice? I suggest not to maybe kill him as much as you might want to. it might not result in something pleasant, considering what we know now.
Fine. I will keep him under house arrest.
Well, I could.
That's going to be hard now that
maybe
he doesn't
remove
have a
the
house.
curse from him.
You could remove his curse?
I have done so in the past.
Maurice looks at you and goes, not mine. And he points at Christine. She's come to parties.
But you have also eaten, have you not?
How many people have gone to his parties?
That's why I asked what you consider creatures.
So it's a lying in wait sort of situation.
So you're saying that at some point there's a chance that a good portion of the population of this little town would...
No, not a good portion. Most people, and he looks at Brigitte, know better than to take up the doctor on his invitations. But some of the soldiers don't know. And the few townspeople who have gone, and he looks over at Brigitte and Phileas and Sasha and say, a few people have gone missing or gotten sick, and you haven't seen them in a few days. That's Staltz. That's, yeah.
So there could be many of these things out in the woods.
I know of 3.
So the curse is going to be something we need to focus on. We cannot fight 3 of these things. We have to figure out a way to stop it.
I mean, one of them you took an arm off. It's probably not going to be very difficult.
As much as I am incredibly flattered, I think that was very lucky. We got lucky.
I don't know if you can cure things that have already become whatever that is. And Brigitte kind of pushes herself forward off the wall and says, we kill the immediate danger. We deal with the curse later. You say there are 3 of these things. One is weakened. We must know the other's weaknesses. We can use that and kills the other 2.
Agreed?
From what I could tell, I saw one of these creatures in the basement of your house, but no. They seem to fear light.
They do.
How do they react for fire?
Maybe
Yeah,
that
It
one.
ran from the house.
I think I saw one as well. I'm sorry, Sasha. I didn't tell you. I wasn't quite certain, but I think I saw one in one of the alleys, not too long ago. It was eating. I thought it was just someone. I didn't know. I saw them eating garbage rats. I can't really be sure, and then take off into the night. I wasn't even sure I saw it. It was. And I'm wondering, would Phileas be able to gain any knowledge from that, like in terms of like additional information? Probably not. But
so you know that it was attracted to some sort of meat, like it could kind of tell where meat was. And then as soon as like you turn the corner with your motorcycle and the light hit it, it ran.
Okay.
What time of day is it?
It is it's late afternoon-ish. It will be nighttime. Like we are moving into nighttime. This is your planning stage. So one of the fun things about Monster of the Week, different from all the other ones, is you guys have to come up with a plan, and then we follow. Like we do that plan, and it works out. However, it works out, and it comes to a conclusion. So this is your kind of time. You have a couple hours here to prepare and come up with what you want to do. I'm here to help you with that, as well as you guys can plan amongst yourselves as well. And then we'll do the plan and see what happens.
I mean, we know where one of them is because it is bleeding in the sewer. That is something we can pursue, and we know exactly where to find it instead of searching through the woods, where we will end up, probably where Staltz is.
I can find the other 2.
So we could go into the sewers, kill that one, and then use, however you are possibly able to do that, a way to locate the others.
I think there were 7 of them total. And at least by these letters, which are a bit old, but I think if we track this one through the sewers, we may find the good doctor and his manservant. Also, perhaps after that, we could encircle the town in a little bit of sorcery and cure them. Cure anyone who's...
A lot of sorcery.
Yeah. And the doctor would be able to tell us how to fix this, and I think it would only take like 6 broken fingers.
Okay, I'll try something that might be humorous. I want to call the... Do you have a phone around here?
Phone a friend.
Would Dr. Bellamy have a phone?
Dr. Bellamy would have a phone.
Dr. Bellamy would have a phone. Sasha will point you over to the phone. It's kind of like buried under some like more papers and things.
Is it currently disconnected?
Oh my God. That's fine. This is a very long shot, but it might be funny. I want to use my deal with the agency move.
Okay.
And Taiga will approach the phone and dial a certain number. It's a code, and then it starts like buzzing instead of ringing. And Taiga enters another code to reach the agency.
Okay.
And I have to roll plus sharp. And the reason why this will be funny because my sharp is -1.
We'll see what happens.
5.
You dial this number, and you can mark experience if you'd like.
I will do that.
And you hear, operator?
Yes. Can I get in touch with I give out a code. The Flying Dutchman. Is that already a thing at that time?
Sure, yeah, let's go for it. If it's not, you failed, so it doesn't matter if it is or not.
Yeah,
and the
wrong
operator,
code. This is like next week's code. It's not the
The
Flying
operator
Dutchman this
pauses and goes, You want to talk to her?
Yes.
Okay. And you hear a beep, and then a click, and someone picks up the phone and says, Yes?
May I know who I am speaking with?
The Flying Dutchman. You put in my code, darling.
I did. Why? How's the weather?
I'm sorry, do you know of whom you're speaking to?
I shut the phone.
She says, do you know who you're speaking to? You suddenly realize that the Flying Dutchman is the code for the head of MI6, and you just go, fuck, and hang up. And,
Was that helpful? You seem to have lots of connections.
Doesn't always work. They get their codes mixed up in all of that.
What was that? That was the creature running across the screen.
Yeah, so basically what happens is you certainly aren't going to get any help until you sort this out.
Okay, well.
If we go up into the woods during the night, it didn't like my motorcycle light. We should, some of us may be in the sewers, but maybe I could go, or someone could come with me. Sasha, maybe we could go above and go to the different sewer grates out that lead out into the woods and try to keep pace. That way we have light. If we need it, we could try to corral this creature, get it in a spotlight.
I don't know how comfortable I feel having 2 civilians go out on their own for half of this.
Well, the creature is already at the end of the sewer lines by now anyway.
Unless it died in there, and then we can get confirmation.
Are you talking about going into the sewers?
I mean, if we start shooting weapons, which I think is going to happen, I'd rather be in a harder to find spot.
So the sewers.
So do you need a few people who are not civilians who might be able to do something for us?
If they are going to be involved, I do not want them by themselves.
They could be
Oh, I can
together.
go with them.
Okay. I've got an idea. I would like to go back to the toll where they have the check, and I want to look for Dieter and friends.
Okay, you go back to
He
the
just
gate.
leaves the house.
I mean, it's in Tyga's character. So yeah, you go back to the main gate where you came in, and Dieter and Franz are like sitting there, and one's smoking a cigarette, and he looks and he goes, "Ah, secret friend!"
Yes, I've returned. When are your shifts finished? Are you finished for the day?
Oh, our shifts are over. We're done. What? 7 o'clock?
Look, listen, I have a super secret mission that I need dependable people to do.
Super secret mission?
Yes.
Is this for Herr Staltz?
Yes, absolutely. We will go to the forest, I think, or the sewers, where he has his important plans.
Wonderful. Absolutely. We are here to help you with Dr. Staltz, and roll me and manipulate someone.
Can
We're
I?
gonna see
Can
the.
I pull
yeah.
out my silk scarf and take a few bills and, just like to butter them up? Does that give me anything?
Yeah, take a +1 forward
Okay.
on that, or take a +1 hold. You can use it on this. I'm just gonna give it to you.
No!
I will spend some luck on this one.
Now all the bad rolls come in. This is not doing well for you guys with your implementation of any plan you may come up with. So yeah, you use a luck point, and you take out of your scarf a couple marks and hand them to him, and he just kind of goes, "What do you need?"
Well, why don't you come with me? But I'll leave them not at the doctor's place, but somewhere near it, not so they don't know where I am. And I'll just tell them to wait there.
Yeah, there's a park.
Yeah, I'll tell them to wait
off
at the
to the
park.
side. And okay, you've now got 2 German soldiers.
I'm sure they will make it out of the sewers alive.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
have red shirts.
Very specifically, no, they are German soldiers. They are stormtroopers.
Okay, so
Could I
more
ask
like
Brigitte a
Stargate.
question?
Yeah.
We are about to do something incredibly dangerous. If there was perhaps, a place where there was a lot of something useful,
Explosives.
not exactly that, but possibly that, maybe a bit smaller, multiple somethings, so we could have everybody be useful.
You're muted, Ian.
No, I'm just talking quietly.
What
Try
are
not
you
to
looking
interrupt
for
the scene.
specifically?
I am going because I don't like the fact that that guy's there. I can't remember his name with the M.
Maurice.
Yeah, I don't like Maurice is here. So I'm gonna lean in. I have heard word that there is perhaps an armory.
What kind of armory? She's looking at you very carefully.
I feel like I have to go back to my notes. There's a group of people, a subjugated group who is assisted, and I have heard word that there could be assistance in the regards of something a bit more violent to, deal with monsters in the sewer, and then you could have my word that someone will deal with a certain doctor.
Sasha, you helped the Dreyfuses, yes?
Yes, I did.
Did they give you anything?
Yes. He starts sifting through notes and stuff until finally he pulls out this piece of paper. They gave me this, and it has a short word in Hebrew written on it, and it's pronounced, and he starts digging through more journals, and he pulls it out, and he flips the pages, and goes, Amit. They gave me that.
Close enough. And she takes a scroll and hands it to you, Fern, and says, this must be said out loud outside my house. And you shall have your armory.
Beautiful.
I don't know what quite's in that armory that you're referring to, but we could use some flashlights, big lights if you have them.
Oh,
attached
we
to.
can provide you flashlights.
I'm thinking big lights, like spotlights. If we can mount them on a truck, or if you already have them on a truck or something. These things don't like light, right? So if we create a cage of light when we find one out in the open, if we can like put light, keep them inside,
Why don't we just use fire?
I think that
I like what you're thinking. You got grenades, you got gasoline.
Sasha?
Totally abandoning the light idea. Fire it is. I like fire.
I believe that's what Philia was suggesting, was with the motorcycle and flashlights and fire, we try to cage the creatures.
So
Yes, exactly.
we get Phileas and his motorcycle. We get something. We could steal a truck.
Do
We
your
circle them?
Do your German soldiers have access to a truck?
You would know that they would have access to a truck.
He's asking. He knows, but he's giving it to Tayagata.
Yeah. Taiga, you've seen these German soldiers. They had trucks around.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be up to you to convince them to use them, but yeah.
My father is a mechanic as well. He may have some lights I could grab.
Yeah, if you could get your motorcycle, have like put extra lights on the motorcycle, so it's like extra bright.
I could rig that up.
So, super bright motorcycle, the German trucks. How do we do the fire?
Flamethrower?
The Resistance does not have a flamethrower. Do you know what I would do with a flamethrower if I had one?
Bo, why don't you tell her where we can get the fire?
I have lots of alcohol and bottles.
Motov cocktails.
I should have picked flamethrower. How funny. That's one of my options.
I would have loved that you're like, hold on, let me unpack a suitcase.
I'm
I
like,
have a flamethrower.
Oh, you wanted a flamethrower.
Why would you not pick a flamethrower?
I am going for more subtle and not a huge flamethrower.
So if we can rig up a, how do you say, fence for the creatures, drive them into it, and alcohol is very fine, Sasha, but we are going to need a little bit more firepower.
Gasoline. We could.
Gasoline.
We have a small tank to fill up vehicles from my father's shop, but I don't know if that's enough.
We'll have to make it work. I'm sure I could acquire a few more gallons of gasoline. It's rationed, but I could steal some.
And if the Germans, your German companions, if they carry the normal accoutrement, they probably have a grenade or two, or can get access to it.
Convince these guys to throw a grenade.
Oh no, I wasn't going to convince them to throw them. I was just going to take them from them.
Sure, let's see how that goes.
I'll have somebody else take them from them, though.
I mean, you can take it off their corpses after I certainly murder them after this, but
I like her. You should stay.
I will definitely consider it. I'm going to go deal with a gathering of supplies problem. That seems something we all need to acquire, as many supplies and a truck. And stupid Nazis you've courted into this. And as soon as we're done planning, I am going to go head to the armory.
Okay. So the plan is currently you're going to... Are you sending the Germans into the sewer?
What? Well, if you're not going to do that,
I still think
I have other plans for the Germans.
I would go with them to the sewer if that was something.
If you want to do that, I don't mind that. But if
I wouldn't mind.
If you want to do that, or if you don't, or if you want to like save them for later, I can do that too.
Yeah, I'm just worried. I feel like we need to push them forward so that we have light coming in from the sewer. We lead them to your big light circle, and then we have them, trapped in the gauntlet. And then we have 2 Nazis also trapped in the gauntlet.
So while they're doing the armor thing, I'd like to just sit down and do, if I can, an extended just tune in where I just like cast out my mind and see if I can't. One of the things I can do is where's the creature right now, and I just want to see if I can't get a count and location of where they all are.
Go ahead and roll for that. Fern, Brigitte gives you her address, and now that it's starting to get dark, she's like, "This is safe. Try not to be seen coming back. That's all. Good luck. You should be fine."
Phil's going to go to his parents' place and start trying to bring his motorcycle and start trying to rig up lights, bring his sidecar, stick lights in it and stuff, try to hook it all up to his battery and everything.
Absolutely. You can roll act under pressure as you're trying to do this on a time scale.
Who is this?
This is Phileas.
You're doing it. Okay.
Yeah. Phileas is rigging up some more extra lights.
I rolled a 6, but I'm going to go ahead and take a luck on that one.
Oh, you don't want experience?
No, not at this point. I think I'm just going to go ahead and take a luck and get 12 on the roll, which puts me at 14.
If you use luck, it's just a straight.
12. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and take a luck on that one, which is a 12.
And so you get to ask the one question.
Well, I have hold 3, and so, but the idea was just not. So the questions are where are the creatures right now, and what's it planning to do next, and stuff like that. But I just want to get like just a general sense of how many, and the idea if our plan makes sense, because if they're all scattered throughout the woods, then our plan won't make sense. So it's just like cast my mind out and see what's out. If they're congregated, or if this idea like, based on the landscape goes, yeah, we have a plan that works.
Yeah, you can do that. You can like sit and take some time and do this. And you, as you cast your mind out into this, can you just roll me a straight weird? Just roll plus weird.
2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna take this one because I like the look on your face.
It's fine. So you cast your mind out, and you've been in one of these creatures' heads before. You can kind of get the vibe of where it is, and you travel along. You can kind of feel out one of the sewers, and you can sense there is one at the end of one of the sewers. It seems to be struggling a little bit. It's probably the one without an arm, and not too far off, but about a mile out, you can feel 2 more. And you feel one that's like, it's very faint. Like, it's sort of a monster, but it's not at the same time. And then very close to you, you feel 2 more that are kind of like that. And as you turn, you can see Maurice and Christine talking very quietly to each other. So you have the one in the sewer, the 2 about a mile out. There's 1 more not far away from those 2 that's kind of faint, and then the 2 faint ones behind you.
Okay, so two behind me, and then 2 that are sort of close together out in the wild, and then 1 at the sewer. Okay.
1 at the sewer, and then there's 1 faint one near the 2 that are together.
Oh, okay. I communicate that knowledge to... well, I'm doing that while they're going to the armory, right?
Yes, you are.
Shit.
I mean, I'll be back.
Who goes with Fern? Is anyone going with Fern?
I can go with Fern.
Good.
Oh, crap. I needed you. I needed to talk to you, but
You
no,
can
no.
I
When you
can
come
go
back,
with
if you're
Fern
not
if you would
We'll
rather.
be back.
Sasha, you don't know exactly what's up, but you know Brigitte, and you have a kind of like a mutual respect for having helped the Dreyfuses get out of town.
Guess I gotta talk to Doc.
I mean, there's a certain amount of curiosity for him about just what does this thing do?
Yeah, you can absolutely go with Fern.
Can I say, like, while all this conversation has happened before Fern and I leave, that he takes care of the wound in his leg?
Oh yeah, you absolutely can. You've had enough time where you're rested. You can
Oh, okay, so I can
take that
just
heart
remove
back
it.
one. Like you
Yeah.
can treat it and things too if you want to, but you've had enough time where you can absolutely treat it.
Right
So
before
you
we
have to
head
roll?
out. Oh, go ahead.
So
You don't need to roll anything. You have more than enough time.
Just wanted to make sure I'm understood.
Yeah, you're fine. I'm not gonna make you go into this hurt.
Oh, thanks.
Wow.
I'm going to
Tyga.
lean my head
Yeah.
back in. Also, heads up, if we're trying to do this trap thing, if anybody's able to get a hold of just, some meat, that could be useful. All right,
There's a
off to
butcher
get...
who just went out of business.
Oh, I'm sure that meat is disgusting. It is probably great for this. And then I will probably just be like, all right, be back with something much more interesting. And I'm going to head off to the armory. Was somebody coming with me? Perfect.
Sasha and Bo,
Okay, both of us. All right.
both of you can go. This will be
yeah.
fun.
Big team.
This will be fun for the
Oh
both.
boy.
Sasha's like, I feel upset for some reason.
Sasha still hasn't
Do we see,
clued in
like-
on what Bo is. He hasn't paid enough attention.
Do we see huge curls of smoke now coming up from where the manor was?
There is smoke, but you also heard cars go by. Like someone noticed. They're going to deal with it. Germans.
Oh, good. That's actually great because it emptied the town of Germans, hopefully.
Sure, that's great. I will remind you that the only people in town who have been at those dinner parties consistently are the Germans.
Well, let's hope they don't die in the fire. Or do. I'm not sure how good it would be.
I'm just saying, are they part of your calculation of who to get in the fire? Because they're at the house right now, which will be behind you.
I didn't sense them.
You weren't looking that far behind you. They were all somewhere else.
Yeah, I was looking ahead.
Yep. It's fine. It'll be totally cool. It'll be totally great. So Fern and Bo and Sasha are headed to Brigitte's house, and they're going to find the armory. Fern, you know this word, and you know that this is generally the what a rabbi would put into the forehead of a golem to bring it to life, and that it needs a command word in order to bring it into your service. And so Brigitte has just told you, go to my house and say the word.
I will. I am a good listener. I will certainly do that.
And so you guys are just standing outside of this house as the sun is really starting to get low in the sky. And Fern, as you speak this word, nothing happens. Nothing happens. And just as you're about to be like, this was bullshit, the front door of her house gets pushed open, and standing in the door frame is this massive clay figure that ducks down, steps out, and rises up. He's about 7 feet tall, and he looks very well built for smashing some things. And he takes 2 kind of lumbering steps forward and looks at you, just nods, and waits.
Aren't you beautiful? All right. So,
He looks down at himself.
so Are you the armory, or is there an actual armory? Because you're exciting to see.
And then he like holds up his hands and he turns back. And you see in the doorway, there are 2 more slowly coming out of the doorway and standing next to him.
Astounding. Today is a
I
good
can't
day.
believe
Is
I
everybody
had
else
that
having
paper
fun?
the whole time.
Look at these beautiful boys.
They look down at themselves and
Would you all be interested in smashing some horrible monsters with those arms and probably some Nazis at the end?
they look at you all and just go,
Gosh. Let's go, boys. I am going to round up my golem army.
got 3 golems with you.
I'm going to round up the army, and I'm going to try and just, we're going to stick to not the main road, but we're going to, and it's getting dark, so we're just going to kind of casually make our way back with my entourage. Just like, wow.
Yeah.
You people are very interesting.
While they're gone, can we be working on MotW cocktails?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like this is your prep time.
Because we kind of got finangly with time there, or like when Fern left and stuff like that. And can I? So I'm going to use a luck point for the mechanic stuff because a 6 wasn't good enough. So I'll take that 12 if possible, with like rigging up lights and stuff. He's gonna fill the whole sidecar with like a stand with the lights and stuff like that. There's no seating in it anymore. It's just his bike. And if we were talking about the butcher before he left, Phil would definitely bring up the fact that he knows the butcher was who they have in their basement was actually kind of poisoning the Germans. He had herbs and stuff that Phil kind of thinks he knows where they're hidden at the butcher shop. And if we're going to be luring some meat, why not add in a little spice for it anyways?
Spice.
He's
so
actually Italian.
So he'd either head there by himself or he'd go back and grab people if there's people who were interested in coming.
Is he getting both the meat and the spice, or is he just going to where the spice is?
Same place. It's at the butcher shop.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. You know exactly where it is. You can
Yeah,
easily
well, I was
gather
just
that
saying,
out.
like, would it be wise for Sasha to take Fern, Bo, and the golems by the butcher shop as well, and just like
Sure, you could do
load
that.
up? Yeah.
And
Okay.
yeah, Phileas can gather up meat and the kind of gross things that were causing the Germans to get sick. You've got like a package, you've wrapped it up in butcher block paper so it's not leaking out too much. And as you're kind of carrying all of this, you leave the butcher shop and look up, and there is Sasha, Bo, and Fern, and 3 7-foot-tall clay men.
Look at this, Philia. This.
Are they good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Duh.
Okay. Okay. That's good. Grab
Do you want help
some
with that?
meat.
I'll take some
Yeah,
package
thanks.
of meat from him.
Yeah.
Pass it over.
Yeah, boys, if you'd be so kind as to give him a hand.
He's grabbing these herbs out of this thing that he knows. He's just stuffing it into each pack with the meat.
As soon as you finish one of them picks up one easily, and then the other, and then like they just pack on, and they're carrying them now.
No, it's
They
like
just look at
Fern's
you.
at Disneyland. She's having the time of her life right
Oh
now.
yeah, but one of them looks at you and just kind of pokes.
He will let the golem poke right through him.
Does Sasha see this?
Yeah, you can decide.
Oh, I don't know.
They're just curious boys.
Do it. Sasha sees it.
Okay, yeah, Sasha sees it. Oh, he also remembers Phil yelling about a ghost earlier. And he just kind of, you see him like stare at Bo and just go sheet white.
It's like you've never seen a ghost before.
Bo, that was the. Oh, God. Damn.
Take +1 forward for whatever your next roll is. That was beautiful.
Well, are we ready to get things on the road?
I think so, and we can deal with other problems later, correct?
Sure. This is fine. I'm not going in the sewers.
Understood. I'll take some of the big boys with me. A big boy and maybe some Nazis.
They'll have to crawl, but like they're not crawling on hands and knees. They just have to crouch.
Yeah.
They're clay. They're not made out of bone. They can just kind of. You see one just kind of fold in on himself, and he gets a little squatter and stouter, but he's shorter.
John, you were going to tell me something.
Yeah, I wait. I kind of, we walk outside under the pretense of looking at the sewer grate that's outside here and seeing how heavy it is or something. You can remove curses, right?
No. I have no idea what any of you are talking about. That is not my line of duty. That's why you're here, right? That's your job. I don't know. I do not know. Look.
So here's the thing. If we go out, the two back there are cursed.
Yes. I am
so
aware
before
of
we
that.
go, if we have
should
them
lock
at our
them up.
6, well, we could just remove their curses. Bo and I could do it. It's like easy.
Can you
We've done
do it?
Oh yeah, piece of cake.
Okay. Well, we should do that. We should try that if you think that's a good idea.
Oh yeah, it's a fantastic idea. I'm really excited for that. It's worked like 70% of the time. It's worked all the time. The other 30%, it worked out. I'll talk to Bo. We'll get it done.
Oh,
good talk.
was that all you wanted to tell me?
Just wanted to see if you could help me, but apparently you're worthless in this department. So,
if you think it's a good idea,
I do. Otherwise, they're on our 6, and if something goes wrong, we got more to deal with. And they also know everything we're planning on doing, so we kind of want them to be on our side.
can I talk to? I'll immediately go over to Dieter and friends.
It's not Dieter and friends
just
that are the
leave.
cursed ones. It's
Yeah, I know. But I'll leave you alone. Like as you're speaking your last word, I'm out. I'm at the
still
park.
walking away. I tried to do the walking away thing, and he still pulled it off on me. It's like, damn, he's cool.
You can't beat Taiga Bailo at their own game.
No, he's just got how do you do? I wish I was that cool. I say, not loud enough for him to hear.
Maurice like looks at you and is like,
He's really cool.
Dieter and Franz?
Yes. Dieter, Franz.
Secret friend.
Yes. Some strange things have been going on in this area, as you know.
Yes, there are so many secret things. I overheard the town doctor just whispering about something when he was drunk at the pub the other week. You remember? It was about I don't know. Was it the unicorn? I don't think it was the unicorn. But yes, strange things happening.
That doctor says a lot of strange things. What do you know about
Russians.
Dr. Staltz's yeah, I know. Russians, very strange. But they're our allies. We have made some sort of arrangements with them. We don't want to anger them or anything,
Yes.
For the
Non-aggression.
Yes. You've heard of what Dr. Staltz has been doing in this town, yes? What do you know?
Dr. Staltz? He rolled up 3 weeks ago. He's been having parties.
Oh, so you have been here before. Dr. Staltz came in. You haven't...
Yeah.
Have you partaken in his parties?
Oh, no, we haven't been invited to any of his parties yet.
That's amazing. Well, I need to tell you something. I feel like this Dr. Staltz... I was actually sent here to look into him for the Reich. I don't know if the Reich trusts him very much. And I feel like if you're loyal to the Germans and to the Axis, you would want to place your mistrust on this Dr. Staltz. I have reason to believe that he has lost a little control over his experiments. I don't think that would be good for us, you know? It would be a weakness, a chink in the armor. We're winning. We can't have this happen to us.
Should roll to manipulate someone.
10.
10. They'll do it for the reason you gave them. So they are hearing you say this, and they're looking between each other, and they go, I mean, you heard what happened at Staltz Laboratory in Munich? It blew up. Himmler's gotta hate him. Maybe we'd be doing them a favor bringing him in.
I think we would.
All right. What's the plan?
Well, we need to investigate. I'll have to get back to you again on that. Right now we are planning on going down to the sewers, but perhaps there might be a better path that does not involve us being in complete darkness under the earth, where we make it night before. Yes. So he has been working on these strange creatures. They seem to operate in the dark. If they fear light.
We could get a few of the trucks and take them where you need. We've got floodlights on them.
Oh, you've got floodlights.
I mean,
Perhaps
just like one on each truck.
That's a great idea. I think, yeah. Yes. Would you happen to know where Dr. Staltz goes up in the mountains? Perhaps we can just go directly up there to investigate.
Do you mean the old service shack for the
old service
water? Yeah, the water runoff, the sewer runoff, whatever that is. I don't understand these old French villages. Yeah, there's an old shack up there, right?
So that's where they go. I think we should just go directly up there. Do you have any trucks we can borrow?
We could manage one.
Fantastic. If you want to mount a floodlight also, but just if you do get into trouble, make sure to use the lights. Use those on the creatures. Also, if you have fire. For now, I'm not sure yet what to do with you, but thanks for the information. Sorry, to move the pieces.
Yeah, absolutely. You manipulated them successfully enough. They will take a truck and a floodlight up to there. And you've warned them about certain dangers, so they'll have a little bit of extra help for that. And so we have a bunch of stuff set up. You got sort of a plan. I want to take a brief break here, 5 minutes, before we go into the last chunk of this. I'm sorry, it's been a little bit longer than I expected.
Overtime? I have no idea what time it is for you guys.
We're about an hour over what I thought, but that's
I was like,
right before, like when Bo gets back, I would have wanted to have him help me remove the curse on those two.
So I'm going to warn you, that's big magic.
It is? It's underneath normal magic.
Under what?
Banish a spirit or curse from the person, object, or place it inhabits. Under use magic.
So the person is cursed. You don't know where the curse originated. So if you want to remove a curse without knowing what caused it, like who started the curse, who gave them the curse, you know what they did to be cursed. You don't know who gave them that curse. Like, why here, why now, what is it doing?
Okay.
Is if you would need to either spend a lot of time pulling it out of them, Maurice probably longer than Christine.
Never mind. I thought it was just that they were cursed and I could just use the magic to banish
I will
it.
tell you, just don't take them with you. That's probably the safer
Lock
thing.
them
You can leave
up,
them,
tie
lock
them up. Yeah.
So we'll take a brief 5-minute break here for bathroom, water, and we will come back and you guys will start your plan. And I think we
my
won't be much longer than that. So okay, we got a plan. We got Team Sewer starting that drive, and then everyone else around.
So if everything goes
Staltz
right, Team Sewer comes out where I am.
And then we'll be near where
The
Tyga
smaller.
is.
Yes.
We'll be
And
where
where
near
Staltz
Tyga
is.
is. And they have a motorcycle, so they can get their butts over here.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So this is going to be a series of rolls and moments. Let's start with Team Sewer.
Okay.
While everyone else is getting to their positions. It's easier for you, like you know exactly where that sewer entrance is, and you can move. So you all clamber down into the sewer where you saw that creature fold in on itself and get out, and you can get down there. Bo has no problem getting down there. Bo doesn't really get impacted by things like walls if he doesn't want them to. The golems kind of like look at the sewer entrance and pour themselves into it. And then like look up at you expectantly, Fern, like we did a thing.
I tell them I'm very proud of them. When I get down there, I'm going to stick flashlights into their shoulders. So now they are just like walking walls of light.
Yeah, they like, you stick one in each of their shoulders and they just kind of like roll their shoulders forward and like suck in the flashlights. And now they've got like little shoulder eyes, but light.
I'm so proud of you. And we're ready. I have my bag of weapons and I'm
Absolutely.
I'm going to have my sword at the ready. I don't want to go gun first, just in case it's easy enough.
Bo, do you have a weapon?
No, Bo has left his shotgun with John.
Oh, okay. I thought you would
Couldn't
take it
you
with
have
you.
given it or taken it, or did you
I
really
have-
want to leave it?
I'm happy to have a shotgun. I can use his shotgun.
Yeah.
I also have a shotgun, so he could use mine if necessary.
Yeah.
I'll just. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Bo's gonna be just okay. Honestly, Bo is in the least amount of danger here.
Yeah.
It's fine.
He's dead tired of all the worry.
Yes. So Team Sewer, you now have your lit up golems. Fern, you a sword out can track this this blood that is now kind of drying through the sewers. You can see that there's a trail of it kind of like scraping against the wall of the sewer as you start like sloshing your way through. It does not take you long to find and hear where this thing is kind of just thudding itself and its fist against the closed sewer grate on the other side. It can't get out. It was not open for it. It's missing an arm and is just like, it doesn't have enough strength with just one to push this last one out. And as you are starting to approach and like you have to make noise, you're walking through water, it turns to you and just screeches and starts running at you, Bo, and the golems.
Okay.
As that happens, I would like to reach over and place a hand onto Fern's sword and light it on fire with magic.
Go roll some magic for me.
My sword explodes.
Oh, I
Oh,
rolled a perfect 12 plus 3,
Oh. I am an archangel.
Oh yeah. You're gonna be able to light it on fire. What is the effect you want? Do you want to get the +1 harm and plus magic?
yes.
Okay, I figured that's what you were going for. So, Fern, you see Bo lay his hand on your sword, and just like Beric Dondarrion style, it just lights up. But it's not with like normal fire. It's almost like white flame. And suddenly you have a flaming sword that's emitting its own kind of light, and this thing just screeches at you. And as it's running, it's like kind of teetering off, like it wants to get at you, but it also wants to get away from the light. But it's still coming at you. It's just a little slowed down.
Yeah, I don't want to get too far away from the golems because that could be a good wall if necessary, but I'm emboldened by the fact that it does not want to get that close, but I am certainly willing. I am going to try and take something off of this thing. I'm aiming for the head. I want the head off.
All right, roll to kick some ass.
And what do I get added on because of
It's
both?
a roll plus tough.
Okay.
Your weapon now does, when you hit, +1 harm and a plus magic, so it could have an extra effect.
and then plus my precise strike. Okay, so plus 1, plus 2. 10.
10. Okay. You and whatever you're fighting inflict harm on each other. The amount of harm is based on the established dangers. So you take this thing. How much damage does your sword now do with +1 harm and a plus magic?
Okay, so currently it does 2 harm. And then I add 2 extra harm for my precise strike, so 4 harm. Then plus the 1, then plus magic.
So you have 5 harm and a magical effect, which is you take this thing and you remember getting your weight behind it and ripping an arm off. Mm-hmm. You get this thing right in the other shoulder and you're going for the head and you just slash downwards, and this thing, like part of its arm just like falls forward and it's hanging on. Your plus magic effect is you just hit it with ghostly fire. It's now on fire. It does, as you're slashing down into it, it's gonna swipe out at you. But because it's already hurt and you just did a whole bunch of harm to that, it slashes out at your arm that you just hit with, and with its it throws its hanging arm on and just scratches down your sword arm, and you just take 1 harm because you weakened it. So you just take 1. Would you like to command the golems to do anything, or Bo, would you like to do anything extra?
Golem smash is basically the situation for golems.
Golem smash, okay.
And
smash it
Bo would just back up and let the golems do the smashing.
Bo's done his magic. So yeah, Bo, you step back through the golems a little bit and are just like, you're just waiting to see what happens. Fern has cut into this thing, lit it on fire. She kind of rears back as it scratched her arm, and the golems, seeing that Fern got hurt, just rush forward and grab this thing. 1 arm from one golem, 1 arm from the other, and they rip it apart. It's still on fire, and so now they're holding pieces of this thing, and it's on fire, and it's starting to crawl up their arms, but it's not hurting them at all. And they just look at you and go,
I applaud them. Beautiful. Could you turn it into paste on the floor? Just stomp on it. Just give it the good stomps.
They throw it on the ground, and they just start going, smashing it. They ripped off an arm and a leg each. You see the torso on the ground kind of turn its head at you and just try and bite you in the ankle.
You son of a bitch. He's welcome to take your last bite.
You can act out against him if you'd like. You can fully kill him.
I would much prefer to stab it in the head than it
Oh yeah, you can roll to kick some ass again as you're doing this.
So, and then plus my tough, and then plus the 1 from the thing, and then...
So many things.
13.
Yeah, that's gonna do it. How much? I'm assuming you do another 5 harm to it.
Yeah.
It didn't have that many slots left. It was just a torso with a bitey head. And you now have a magical fire weapon. So yeah, as it's going to bite down at you, it gets into your boot, but it does not get into your leg, and you just take your sword, jam it into its eye socket, and rip its jaws off of your boot and fling it against the skull. The skull against the wall. And yeah, this thing was already hurt and bleeding out. It was alive. It was not an undead creature. It was not going to take much to finish this guy off. And the golems are still smashing into the ground. You now have a closed sewer grate in front of you, unfortunately. There is another tunnel to the sewer that's kind of off to your left. that you could go down. That's kind of where you know you need to go.
Right. Fern is just illuminated by sword and just like the splash of monster blood on her face and then her arm bleeding. It's just a genuine smile.
Jolly
All right.
good show.
Perfect.
Well taken.
Somebody give it a good stomp on the head real fast, just squish its head, and then I think we continue forward.
You do hear the rumble of a motorcycle as you are starting to leave the gate, and you hear and see Phileas and Sasha, lights blaring. They are ready for a fight, and they pull up, and there's light shining in on you through this grate.
Hello. One down.
You got it?
Yep, one down.
Okay. Give me a moment. I'll set up the light here. And he'll start taking apart the sidecar, removing it, and then kind of dragging it so that all the lights on it point down the hall towards the next grill down the couple miles away or whatever it is.
And we will meet you at the other one.
Oh, I think you may be muted.
Ian, you might be muted.
I was. Yeah, Sasha will just help with lifting things where he can, and the rest of the time just like with his flashlight peering into the dark woods, making sure there's nothing else.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you guys are headed off towards the shack on the motorcycle or traveling through the sewers with Fern and Bo?
Motorcycle.
Yeah, we'll meet you there.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are gonna go off and do that. You've set up one trap and successfully killed one of the things. We're gonna hop over to Tyga and John. Tyga, are you dropping John off at a certain point to let him get off towards where he needs to be, and then going to Staltz, or are you just gonna let him be on his own?
I will drop off John. John, do you want the truck? You can drop me off.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you should take the truck.
Sure.
And John will drop me off at the shack, and I will use. Is it snowing? I'm gonna just.
There's some light snow. It's quiet. The truck does make noise, so you're gonna be heard.
Maybe a bit of a distance, so it's not super like rattling.
Yeah.
And I'll walk towards the shack with my umbrella up, and yeah.
John has one of the golems, the third
Yeah.
golem.
There's just a golem in the back of the truck hanging out.
Just chilling.
He's just like holding on to the seat.
I signed to John.
You want me to read whose mind?
No, just let me know through your mind, like walkie-talkies. Do they call them walkie-talkies? What do they call them?
Yeah.
Whatever happens, I'll be alone in there. So just let me know what's happening out here.
I mean, I'll want to know what's happening in there too.
Okay. Well, we could.
So just keep your mind open.
Sure. We can we do that? I suppose.
Well, I
Sure.
can do it. I can read your thoughts, and I can put words in your mind.
Well, I will let you know.
Okay.
gonna go
on
great.
your way out, I just reach out to his mind because things just haven't been going right for my magic in this particular one. So I just reach out to see if I can be like testing 1, 2, 3.
This isn't going to do anything to my mind, right? In case you short circuit.
It shouldn't, probably.
And if it does, somebody else can take the consequences, not myself.
Oh no, it hurts me. This will hurt me much more than it'll hurt you.
All right.
Beautiful.
I will go ahead.
Okay. You are walking towards this shack. John, you're taking the truck and going off towards where so they've pointed out on the map where the sewer entrance is.
Yeah.
You have a floodlight, and you have some gasoline. So what are you doing before we get to the...
I got a floodlight, I got gasoline, I got MotW cocktails, and I got meat, and I got a golem.
Yep. So what are you doing? You can get to the sewer entrance, fine.
Yep.
What are you doing?
First, I point the truck lights at the sewer entrance, and I turn them off. And then I take the gasoline and I make a huge it's diesel mixed with gas, so it burns longer, hopefully. And I make a line leading up to the truck, but not exactly on the truck, so I don't want to burn the truck up. And so I make a wall basically, so I can light it on fire as soon as I need it, and they're connected, so lighting one will light the other one. Maybe right across the middle, and then inside of that little cage, I put all the meat and the golem. Or the golem I don't put there. I just have the golem put all the meat there, so he smells like meat and I don't smell like meat.
So have you closed off the entrance of the sewer?
The entrance of the sewer is open, but the truck is pointed down it. So if I flick the lights on, it'll cover the entrance of the sewers. And I know I have people coming out of that, so I don't close it off. I don't put fire in front of it.
And the cage is around the entrance of the sewer.
Effectively, yes, but it's not lit at the moment. So the idea is they come into the center, I light it, everything comes up, they're in their cage, I flip the lights on, things go haywire.
Okay.
And then the last thing I do, just because I want to see if it's possible, is I ask the golem how affected it is by fire, and if it basically has no problem with it, I'll put 2 MotW cocktails in each of its hands, so that way when the time comes, I can light them on fire, they can crush them, and it gets flaming fury of smash.
As you ask the golem this question, it just looks at you and looks at its hands.
I take that as a yes.
Can you telepathically speak to it?
Oh, I wonder if I could. I try.
If you try, you get a wall of stone. There is no actual mind to this creature.
Through mud.
And it just it will hold out its hands as soon as you offer it something.
Yeah.
And it will take the Molotov cocktails and just hold them.
Will fire burn you? Yes. No. Hurt you? Okay, I'm good with that. I'll put MotW cocktails in its hand. Don't crush those yet. I'll tell you when.
It tries to give you a thumbs up, and it just tips the cocktails a certain way. And
thankfully, it's fine. They're still work. All right, and so with the meat in the center, I climb back on the truck and wait for the monsters to get here so I can flip lights.
I would like for you to do all this in the time you need to act under pressure.
Act under pressure.
God damn it!
Sorry.
That's just a cool roll. I have a -1 to that. 4.
You can take experience.
Yeah, I could also burn a luck to get this right.
But it's so fun if you fail.
We have been not failing very much, and it doesn't give you an opportunity to do stuff. But 7 to 9, the keeper is going to give you a worse outcome, hard choice, or a price to pay. Ooh, I like choices.
You didn't even get a 7 or a 9.
Right, that's not a 7 or a 9. So on a 4, nothing happens. It doesn't say anything happens underneath the 7, so I guess it's good.
Yeah. So I will tell you.
Character for me to just fuck this up. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that experience.
So I will say you get everything set up. You hand the Molotov cocktails to the golem. Right. You get the gasoline lit up. You put the light in the right way, and as you're going, you take the meat off of the truck and go to put it in the center of the cage. You hear, as you're untying the meat, a twig snap.
Shit, I was gonna have the golem untie the meat. Now I know why. Fuck.
Yeah, and so your back is to the truck, and you look up in front of you, and there are 2 large shapes staring you down, and they shriek and go for you.
For me, I have a bag of meat here.
You're in front of the meat.
Yeah.
I tried to give you 2 golems. I tried.
Gave me 1.
And
at least there's
Tyga,
one.
We're gonna pause on John there.
Okay.
Tyga, you are walking up to this shack. You hear the rumble of the truck as it goes off into the distance. There is a small light on in the shack, and as you approach, umbrella up, you see the large shape of Gunter leaning on the wall, just staring down the road at you. And you hear a shout go, "Hello, good evening. How are we doing?"
Good evening. Is that Gunter?
It's Staltz. Gunter has not spoken.
Okay. Well, I'll wave from afar. Guten Abend. I've located your shack. It was hard to find, but I found it. That was what happened in the home was quite dramatic. Everyone had to make a dramatic exit.
Everyone loves a little bit of drama, don't they? How did you find me?
Oh, I had to ask around. I frankly looked at Ask Maurice. I actually forgot how I found you, but I found you. That's the most important part.
You found me. What are you going to do about it?
Well, I was wanting to discuss what I saw down there. We were not able to continue what your plans are, which seems so grand. To be quite frank, I'm tempted to be a part of it.
You'd like to be a part of it?
Oh, yes. It
We
seems
can
interesting.
arrange for
Or I
that to
can
happen.
observe. It seems quite interesting. If it goes very well, I might send word of it to the higher ups. I'm sure you would want to curry their favor.
Yes, the higher ups. And that's with our friends over across the continent and across the ocean to Japan, yes?
Yes, of course.
Here's the thing, my good friend. No one in Japan knows what's happening here.
I see.
A few have tried. And they're now, well, dinner.
Dinner.
Or at least they were.
I see. And what did you do with the, so there have been Japanese who have come here before.
Well, I'm very interesting. And you see, they wanted to know if it was possible. It seems that Himmler let a few things slip. So, I showed them my experiment. And then they became my experiment, you see. Which is quite what I'd like to do to you once you answer my questions.
Okay. So, what are your questions?
Oh, well, why don't you come a little closer, darling? We'll
I
find
will
out.
come a little closer.
As you
And-
come a little closer, Gunter takes a step forward. He has a gun out at his side. He's just staring at it. It's not pointed at you, but he's just looking at you. And he's holding, he just holds out a big hand.
So, what are you going to do to me?
Well, you have choices, and isn't that fun? You could just be dinner. It's boring. I'll feed you to Gunter. Or more fun. You could eat Gunter.
I could eat Gunter. What would that do?
Well, could mean you're part of the experiment now. Wouldn't that be grand? You take a bite out of him or something and see where it goes.
That's tantalizing. I think I would want to do that instead.
Well, and Gunter's like, his hand is out.
Okay, I'll take Gunter's hand. Do you expect me to bite him right here?
I mean, yes.
I don't know if my
do.
teeth can handle this flesh.
I mean, you just need a little bit of part of him. Bite, chew, swallow, it's fine. Gunter, you're fine with it, right? And Gunter just looks at you and is like, yes.
Is he okay?
Oh, he's had his own share of the fun.
Oh, okay. Well, I will slowly, pull down my umbrella and okay, if I must. And as I go down, I will stab Doctor in the foot with my umbrella.
Oh, he's in the house. He's out the door of the shack.
Oh.
You'd have to take a run at him to get to him.
I will
You could
stab
stab
him.
Gunter.
I could stab Gunter, but I have a feeling that's not gonna work. But
He's not doing anything.
feel like I have no other choices. I will do that.
Okay. Roll to kick some ass.
Okay.
As you lower your mouth towards Gunter's hand and then jab him with the umbrella.
Hold on. It's roll 13.
Ooh.
Yeah, you kick some ass. What would you like your enhanced effect to be?
What are my possible enhanced effects?
You can completely hold the advantage, and all of the hunters involved in the fight get +1.
That's just me, right?
Right now, yes. You suffer no harm.
What is a route?
You get to like pick where they go.
I see. I will say I'll double the normal harm.
Okay. And this is with your umbrella?
Yes.
Okay. So you go to like chomp down on Gunter's hand, but before you do, you get him right in the rib cage. You like angle it upward so that hopefully you can like puncture a lung. And Gunter is like was expecting something, but not you to stab him with an umbrella. And so you get him under the rib cage and jam it up there. Your umbrella does. Did I give you what that harm was?
No, you didn't.
No, so because it is poisoned, it does +2 damage, and that will do an extra 1 damage every time Gunter tries to do something physically exerting.
Okay.
So he gets 2 harm, and you want to double it, right?
Oh, okay. Every time he does something physically exerting.
Yeah. So every time he rolls to kick some ass, he's gonna take something.
Okay, I'll double the harm.
Okay. So you do 4 damage with this. You hear a rib crack, and Gunter just looks down at you and is like, and just screams in your face. And he takes his gun and as he's trying to turn and shoot you, you twist off and step back, and he just bats you. You're gonna take 1 harm as he pushes you backwards, but you did the harm. You did most of it. And Dr. Staltz just says, "That was disappointing." And then all 3 of you hear 2 unholy shrieks. And Gunter's head turns, and Dr. Staltz smiles and says, "Now the fun starts." And as this shriek kind of pierces your eardrums, you see Gunter go bloodshot in the eyes. And there's like foam at his mouth, and he is going to run at you. What would you like to do?
I would like to run. Can I dodge towards Dr. Staltz?
You could act under pressure and attempt to, or you could just run away.
What do I roll if I run away? I just run away.
You can just run away. You know what's up.
I'm gonna run away. I'm just gonna run away.
Okay, you can book it. Where are you booking it to?
Towards where John was.
Okay. Towards the shrieks, which would be fun. So awesome. Fern and Bo and Sasha and Phileas. This will be fun. So Team Sewer is still traveling through the sewer. You're going to be moving a little bit slower, but Sasha and Phileas, you're on the back of this motorcycle. You get almost all the way to where you know the sewer, the other sewer entrance is, when you hear over the rumble of the motorcycle that shriek. What would you like to do?
Do you hear that? You hear that?
I heard that. Grab the rifle.
Okay, I'll pick up the rifle.
He's gonna gesture at his dad's rifle, and he's gonna turn his motorcycle straight for the sound. And if I'm able to, I would like to use the power of heart to try to help point the motorcycle and the light at whatever the screech was, and hopefully to light things up so that Sasha might have a better shot with this rifle if that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna just straight line, try to keep the bike as steady as possible, and just go straight for the sound with the light blasting.
Do you need to roll anything for that?
It is just I'll give a 10.
Rad. Okay, you can just give a 10. So Sasha and Phileas, you turn your motorcycle towards the direction of where you know these shrieks to be coming from, and as the motorcycle is rushing through these trees, you see John, like one knee down, hand on the meat, looking up as these two figures come crashing towards him across this field. And Sasha, you have a rifle in your hands. There are two things going at John. What would you like to
shoot
do?
them.
Yeah, you can pick one to try and shoot and roll to kick some ass. John, you'll get to do something next.
I'm much mistaken, the hunting rifle does have the far property, right?
Yes, so you can shoot from afar.
3 harm, far, loud, and reload.
All right, and that's still tough. Yes?
+1 for me.
Okay, cool. 9!
Okay, on a 9, you're gonna do inflict some harm. It says this thing is going to harm you too. What this is going to turn into is, you don't have that great of tough, do you?
I have a -1 tough, so that was 100%. That +1 I got from Phil canceled that out.
Yeah, so you load the rifle, and like, you've done this before, but it was like years ago, and you line up that shot, and you nail one of these things right in like the side. Unfortunately, that recoil knocks you back, and you have to like, you're on the back of a moving motorcycle. Yeah, you have to act under pressure to see if you can stay on this motorcycle.
Excellent. That is... Oh, that's actually a 7.
Okay, on a 7, I'm going to give you a worse outcome, hard choice, or price to pay.
Okay.
You can either dislocate your shoulder by trying to stay on, take the recoil, and just like force yourself to stay upright. You can fall off but hold on to the rifle, or you can drop the rifle and grab Phil around the waist.
How much harm is it to dislocate my shoulder? Just out of curiosity.
You'll take 1 harm to dislocate your shoulder. You'll probably take 2 falling off the motorcycle.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna hold on to the rifle and fall off the motorcycle.
Okay, so you feel this recoil, and you know if you stay on this thing, you might knock Phil's balance off. So you tuck that rifle close to you, and you fall backwards, and you tumble end over end. You're like, your side and your legs hit into the branches and rocks on the ground, and you take 2 harm from rolling. You do roll up to like the edge of where you know, approximately sort of close to the truck where this is happening. So you're not in immediate danger because you're kind of right up in the front of the truck. There is a golem standing in front of the truck just holding the Molotov cocktails. He just kind of looks down at you.
Fight them! What the hell? What are you just standing here for?
And just points at John. And John, you just watched as these 2 things come barreling at you. One gets hit with a crack of a rifle, and falls backwards a little bit and gets stunned. The other one is coming straight for you. What do you do?
I still have a plus. I'm still holding a jinx from earlier. Can I use that?
Sure.
Okay, so I just wasn't sure if it had to be if it was tied to a monster or something like that.
It's tied to these are the types of monsters that can be tied to the type.
In which case, I would like to use the jinx to interfere with what a monster, minion, or bystander is trying to do. And so that's the option. So I'm just going to interfere with what the monster's trying to do. Not cause it any harm, that's a different jinx. Just interfere so it can't grab me. And then as I apply that jinx, I'd like to use magic to start everything that I have out here that's supposed to be on fire.
Okay, you want to light it on fire. Roll to use some magic for me.
Sure.
It's just roll plus weird.
6 plus 3 plus 2, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11, okay. Your magic works without any issue. I'm going to say you probably, what you're trying to do is trap a specific person, minion, or monster with your fire.
So the jinx was to just try to hold the target so I could maybe scramble away while I just cast magic to burst everything. I'm not out of the grasp. I'm just trying to keep them from hitting me.
Okay, you can bar a place or portal to a specific person or type of creature. So you can like feel.
I know I'm not out, but I'm trying to trigger my trap and light the MotWs on and all the gas and just keep myself from getting hit this second.
Yeah, so you like rear back a little bit, throw your arms out behind you, fire bursts from where you let out the gasoline. Sasha, you are right at the edge of this. You're on the other side of the truck, so you're not in this.
Okay, good.
But you, like, off to the side on the other side of the truck, you just see flames rise up over the truck. And this creature is still, like, barreling towards John, but as it sees the flash of flame, it stumbles backwards and like dodges out of the way onto the other side, and you can't see it anymore.
And
there's
then
still
I'll yell
the
at the golem, punch him! Assuming I got the MotWs as well, so now they're flaming, so it hits him.
I say you got an advanced enough one that
sweet.
It works without effect. So you said punch him, so he just turns and like takes a few steps forward towards the one that rolled towards him and just slams his fist with the Molotov cocktail into it. And his fist goes like straight through one thing. This thing is gonna take, I gave the golems some type of harm ability with its
Does it
punch.
have to roll?
It doesn't have to roll, because it is also a monster, technically. So they're doing their own damage. Okay, so this thing has taken harm. This thing pummels into its chest. The Molotov cocktail, it goes off and it does some fire, but the fist goes almost like straight through the chest, and there's snow on the other side, so like it
helping.
Bursts, and then the thing kind of the golem lifts its fist back, and this thing just like looks at it, and then looks back at you and looks at the meat, and just ignores the golem completely. It's not made out of meat, so it doesn't care. Like it's mad, but it doesn't care.
As all this finishes, I look at my wall of flame, the truck that's back there, and I realize that as I have done all of this, I've now trapped myself inside of the trap with the two monsters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you
when
failed.
I was intended to be on the outside of the trap.
Your act under pressure roll failed.
Right.
So
no, that's my in John's mind. He's like, yeah, shit. And then in my companion's head, all he hears is ah.
If you had your mind open to everything, you hear Taiga just going, run, run, run. Like, Taiga is on a mission. Not screaming, because, like,
No,
Taiga is better
I'm screaming.
than that.
He's running.
Yeah. Fern and Bo, I will say in the time that all of this has taken, you are hearing commotion on the other side of this sewer, and you pick up your pace.
Mm-hmm.
By the time you guys manage to reach the other entrance of the sewer, as you reach it, you, like, you're getting ready to exit, and you watch this flash of flame. You see Sasha fall off the motorcycle and roll backwards where you can't see. Phileas is taking this motorcycle and probably trying to do a nice turn around to not go straight through this fire that is now there. And John is like backing away from the thing that is coming after him after a golem just punched it. What would you like to do?
Ooh, so is it like we exit and now we're inside of a fire rectangle? Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, you're trapped in there with it.
First off, look at the
I'm
golem.
not trapped in here with you.
I
sure.
look to our team of golems. Could you also go smash those into paste? Is my sword still on fire?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, and I'm gonna run in with him. It's just the cavalry. Me and the clay boys are gonna run in, and I'm just gonna try and stab the one that is currently trying to get John.
Okay, so you keep towards the truck. You like pass Sasha as you go, just looking like like flaming. Like Fern is running by you with a flaming sword in hand, just like like just yelling. And you can kick some ass.
Kicking some ass. Please
Bo,
keep
what would
up
you
the
like to
good.
be doing as Fern rolls?
Who are you talking to?
Bo. Bo, you're muted.
Bo is going to walk up to behind one of those things and give it a tap on the shoulder, and then as it turns its head toward me, I'm going to scream really loud into its ears. And
Perfect.
is it always kick some ass too?
This might be use magic for you. Does your monstrous ability say anything for the banshee scream?
It's magical force. One
Use
harm
some
magical
magic.
close. Yeah.
Yeah, use some magic.
Okay.
Fern, what'd you get for your kick some ass roll?
I got a 10.
10. Okay. For your 10, you can choose an extra effect. You can either gain the advantage, so you can take a +1 for your next roll, or you can give a +1 to someone else. You can inflict terrible harm. You can take less harm for when it attacks you back, or you can force this creature where you want it.
I feel like I'm on a very particular mission of terrible harm.
That's fair. So you come in like just yelling with your flaming sword in hand. You slash into this thing, and that's 5 harm.
So it's with the magic that is 5 harm in total.
Okay, with 5 harm in total, you slash into this thing. It's the wound across his chest like lights on fire from where the Molotov cocktail was and now the sword is, and it like raises up in front of you on fire, looks you dead in the eyes, and just tries to grab you, and it's gonna scream in your face, like kind of like what Bo is doing. So at the same time Bo is screaming into this thing, it's screaming into yours. I need you to roll plus cool. Bo,
Right.
what was your roll on use magic?
So that was a 13.
Oh, yeah. You just get an effect, and I will offer you some added benefit.
Okay. So I can pick one of those effects, right?
Yes.
Or from magic or from kick ass.
I'll say with a 13, you can pick from either one.
Okay.
Not how you're supposed to do it, but whatever.
I would like to scream in this thing's ear and then have it stumble away and like straddle the fire.
Okay, yeah, you can force this thing where you want it. So you scream into its face. How much harm does that scream do?
2.
2. So it takes 2 harm as you scream, and it backs away, like blood pouring from its eyes and ears. And you just give it a nice push, and it topples back into the wall of flame. Fern, what did you get on your plus cool roll?
Hey, it's not the worst. 7.
7. Okay, I will say that is a partial success. And what that means for you is that you are not going to go into a bloodlust.
I feel like I'm already in a bloodlust.
I mean, you're in a particular bloodlust. This would have been a little bit more blind. But as it screams into your face, you are going to take 2 harm, as it pretty much is going to try and just assault your ears and your mind.
Perfect. Good.
Does Bo take any damage from the other one?
No, you were using some magic and you're incorporeal. So ghosts are great for this, honestly. Had it been something else, you could have been in some trouble. But no one saw you as a ghost except for your allies, so it's great for you. Yeah, and as you guys are all doing this, Taiga, you are booking it towards where you know where
running.
this trap is supposed to be set.
I am running.
As you are running, Gunter is following along behind you, and you hear Staltz's laugh trailing you. He's kind of like hands in his pockets following you at a leisurely pace.
He's following me.
He's just like walking, like as you're running, you can turn and see he's very much far behind you.
I'm hoping like I could get Gunter to a point where Staltz can't see us anymore, at least.
Oh yeah, it's not going to take very long. If you
All right.
know you're going to get to that point.
Does Gunter also slowly get poisoned as he's running?
Yes, though he is eyes bloodshot, blood pouring from his ears, foam at the mouth. He seems like he was kind of affected by that thing's shriek.
Oh. Anyway, Taiga will keep running and will suddenly like say, what's the matter, big guy? Getting tired already? And Taiga will just stop running immediately and look back at Gunter, and then I probably don't have my guns with me, do I?
Oh yeah, you probably came armed.
I probably have my guns.
Yeah.
I will take out my big knife, and using my rigorous training from coconut harvesters in the Philippines, I will use it to like climb the tree like that.
Yeah.
And get up
absolutely.
on a tree and pull out my SMG and start open firing at Gunther.
Rad. So I'm gonna say you're gonna act under pressure to climb this tree, and then we'll deal
Okay.
with whatever happens after that.
All right, let's do this. I still have luck points.
You do.
9 to get up to the tree.
Okay. So with a 9, I'm gonna give you a worse outcome, a hard choice, or a price to pay. I will say you can climb this tree, but Gunter will catch up to you once you're up the tree. You can climb up the tree, but drop one of your guns, like the gun you were trying to pull out.
Yeah.
Or you can get your knife stuck in the tree and have to abandon climbing it and shoot instead.
I'll drop my gun.
Okay, so you manage to climb this tree. You get yourself up there, but you drop the SMG. You still have other weapons, and so Gunter is still barreling towards you.
Okay. I've got my hunting rifle. I'll
Mhm.
shoot that at Gunther.
Okay, roll to kick some ass.
Gunther picks up the SMG.
Oh shit. Oh my god, I got a 4. I will spend luck.
Okay.
I am not. This
That
is
would be
not the
bad for you.
time. This is not the time.
How much luck do you have left?
I have 4.
Okay. So you use luck. That automatically gives you a 10 or 12.
I think it's a 12.
Okay. So with a automatic 12, you can suffer no harm at all for what Gunter's about to try and do back to you. You can inflict your double damage, you can drive the enemy away, or you can hold your advantage and get a +1 later.
I think I'll double damage.
Okay. So you do your double damage, and how much damage does your hunting rifle do?
2.
2? Okay, so it does 4. You've fucked Gunter up. Like, Gunter does not look good. He's a big guy, but you got him in the lungs. He's going berserk somehow, and now you've just like shot him straight in the shoulder, and he goes back and stares up at you and just is like yelling, like wet blood coming out of his mouth, and he starts like grabbing the tree and starting to climb.
Ooh. Okay. Are we cutting away, or do I get to do
No,
another
I'm not cutting
thing?
away from you yet. He's climbing a tree after you. He's a big dude.
Okay, I'll shoot him again.
Yeah, go ahead and shoot him again.
Hey.
You gotta roll to kick some ass again.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? It's a
Nope.
5.
You have no luck.
More luck.
I'll spend luck.
Okay.
I'm killing this bodyguard.
Okay, you spend another piece of luck, and you shoot him again, other shoulder this time, center mass, and he is like grabbing on to this tree as you shoot him, and he glares at you before his eyes go glassy, and he falls backwards onto the ground. And Gunter is lying there on the ground. You're up a tree. You hear shrieking and screaming and a of flames back where you know where the rest of your party is.
Okay, I'll hop down the tree. I want to grab my knife, cut off an arm, Gunter's arm. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I have a weird feeling that this could do something. Can I do that first? I'll cut it first and see what happens.
Act under pressure.
Oh my gosh.
Schultz just walks up while you're cutting an arm off, like, oh,
Well,
hey.
Like, you're trying to do this quick.
12.
12. Yeah, you may choose either do what you wanted and add something extra, or do what you wanted to absolute perfection.
I will do what I wanted to absolute perfection. I can't think of anything extra.
Oh, yeah,
Do you have any suggestions, people?
Quickly.
Yeah, okay, fine, quickly.
Yeah, so you stretch his arm out. You know exactly where to cut. Are you taking it at the elbow or at the shoulder?
I think elbow's easier to carry. Shoulder.
Like Gunter's a big dude.
Elbow.
So you line up your knife perfectly, get enough momentum behind your swing, and just crack through, slice to get the last tendon, and you now have Gunter's forearm and hand. Just
Okay, I'll take that hand and I'll run away towards the flames.
okay. You are running with Gunter's arm, and as you come up on this scene, Sasha is on the ground at the truck, ready. No, you have the rifle in hand.
I have the rifle. Will say, I feel like I should roll act under cool, having seen Bo scream like that.
Yeah, you absolutely should.
I'll grab my SMG as well.
Yeah, you can pick that up.
Just of course.
Oh, that's a 9.
Okay, you're fine. You're not fully
A
freaking
little
out.
rattled,
You're having some
but-
flashbacks, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Okay.
Phileas, you have turned your motorcycle around. What would you like to do?
So seeing Sasha fall off, seeing the flames roar up and everything, he comes to a screeching halt and kind of like puts one foot down, and the back tire's just spinning as he spins his motorcycle around. The dirt's just kind of flying in all directions, and he gets this swath of light as the headlights are going around, and he catches like the glimpse of these monsters, the glimpse of all of these like powerful, like magical things going off, and Sasha firing and then rolling over into a corner and stuff going on everywhere. And he catches a glimpse of everything, and it's like, this is all so beyond him. This is so beyond his little world and his little town and his little family. And he sees one thing he can catch. He sees the doctor in the distance.
Fuck.
That's a person. That's just a person. He's gonna gun. So as he spins, he's gonna gun the motorcycle and go around the flame, and he's going to start. I'm gonna start unwrapping as much meat and stuff as I can from the back of this, just like make sure that it's open as he's running forward. And I'm going to come sliding up, and seeing Gunter get butchered down over there, going to come to a stop right in front of the doctor and yell at him, quickly, get on. I'm going to try to use manipulate someone, and I'm going to say, I don't know who these people are. They acted so nice when they arrived in town. I don't know what they're. But we should go. God, you can get on the back. And he's going to try to convince him to get on the motorcycle with him.
Roll to manipulate someone.
Okay.
Do you have a mundane move for that?
I don't think. Well, I have let's get out of here, but that's protecting someone.
Are you actually trying to protect him?
Well, I'm not turning. I'm actually. He's my target. Like.
Yeah. So maybe
Yeah,
just
no.
manipulate someone.
5 and a 2 plus 2, so we've got a 9.
Okay, they'll do it, but only if you do something for them right now to show you that you mean it. So you screech to a halt, like meat is plopping out behind you as you turn and stop right in front of him, and you say, get on. And Dr. Staltz looks at you. He's still got this grin on his face, and he says, do you think we should go back to town now?
I think you're better off on the back here after what they just did to Gunter.
All right, I'll get on the back. And he throws a leg over the motorcycle, puts one arm around your waist, and says, go on, boy. Let's go.
Okay. Are you letting me continue?
Yeah.
I don't know if he knows what we did to Gunter yet.
He walked by it. He knows Gunter happened.
Okay.
He doesn't know that like Phileas is a part of this yet. He could, or you don't know what he knows.
Okay.
He is going to take the motorcycle and start going, revving as fast as he can in a direction towards. Well, he'll say, "Are we heading to the fire, or are we heading away?"
You said town. Do you know where
That's true.
town is?
I do. So he's going to start heading towards the direction of town and get up as much, like, faster on these dirt roads than should ever possibly be. But before it's too late, he's going to turn straight for the fire and try to run the motorcycle straight at the monsters inside the fire. If he can jump off, he would. If he's being held on, then he can't. But I'll let
Go
you
ahead
decide.
and act under pressure and then kick some ass.
All right, act under pressure. All right.
I wasn't expecting
Having
this at
a
all.
heart attack as we speak, watching this.
That's an 8
What is going
for act
on?
under pressure. And
Spend
then
luck.
Use luck.
You have luck. How lucky are you?
Or don't.
Or
Sure,
or
okay.
don't.
I'll use 8's still in the
so
success
many-
range, right?
It's a
7
success.
and 9.
Okay, no, we'll leave it there. And then you said kick some ass?
Yes. Let me give you your choices
Oh,
first.
yeah, sure.
So you can have a worse outcome. You can run this straight at the monster, but not be able to dive off. You can dive off, but you're gonna take the doctor with you, and he's gonna take some fall damage, but he's not gonna hit the monster or the fire. Or you can let me do something. I will let you get off the bike, but something will happen.
I 100% cannot say no to that grin. And I'll just let you decide.
One thing that you can choose to ignore, which is Sasha, seeing what Phil is doing, is going to run at the intersection of the bike and the flame and try to catch Phil or anything.
Yeah.
Ignore that if you want. He may not get there in time, but
Oh no,
he's
it'll be good.
Going there,
It'll be so good.
and if he will try to protect Phil in any way that he can.
If I see this happening, then I would like to jinx Phil.
You want to jinx Phil?
Mhm.
What do you want to do?
Well, I can interfere with a hunter, or I can help a hunter.
Are
In
you
this
helping
case, I
him
would
or
help a
hurting
hunter.
him?
Help
Oh,
him.
you're gonna help him. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see
But I
what
have to
happens.
roll.
Okay, so that's the 8.
You roll, and I'll let you see what you. I'll let you know what you see. Which is, Phil, as you're doing this, the doctor has an arm around your waist, and as you turn the bike back towards the flame and towards the monster, the doctor puts his chin on your shoulder, turns his head to your ear, and says, "Bad choice," and takes his hunting knife off of his belt and stabs you and throws you off the bike.
Okay.
Sasha, you see this happening, and you manage to dive forward enough to catch Phil,
Okay.
but he's been stabbed. You take 3 harm, Phil,
Okay.
because this was a nasty knife.
Mhm.
But your bike does slam into this monster with the doctor on it. He's still on it. He's trying to turn it at the last second, but he sideswipes the monster. It's gonna
A
do
bike
harm to
full of
it.
a bunch of open meat, too.
Yeah, that's Bo. I'm gonna say it's the monster you were at, because nothing makes me happier than this image of like you turning, seeing Dr. Staltz stab a kid, and then come barreling towards you on a bike and just pass right through you as it slams into the monster you just screamed at.
I love it.
Were you helping, John?
I was, but the roll has passed, so it doesn't matter.
No. So like you can have an effect on that from what? Like there's other stuff that I haven't finished describing.
I rolled a 5, but I get +2 to weird, which is a 7, so I hold 1, and so I'm gonna help him, giving a +1 forward.
Okay, I
I
will
can
say
also interfere with the monster minion or bystander, so I wouldn't.
you can
yeah.
have a choice. You can help Phil not take as much harm, or you can help him do extra damage to the monster with the bike.
Extra damage with the monster of the bike.
Okay. So Phil tumbles off of this motorcycle, clutching his side. Sasha, you manage to dive forward and catch him so that he doesn't take any fall damage. And the bike slams into this monster. Like it takes this thing's legs out from under it, and it shakes. And Dr. Staltz manages to turn it the other way and stop it. Plants a foot down on the ground and is just staring you all down with the biggest grin on his face, and says, "Wunderbar, let's go." And
as Phil's lying there, he's gonna look up at Sasha and be like,
Are you
looking down at the
alright?
spoon and be like, La Rose had a thorn. I didn't expect that. La Rose is the name of his bike.
the pun.
Okay.
I can't. You see as this bike slammed into that monster's legs are shattered. It is on the ground. Bo, a motorcycle and a evil doctor just phased right through you. The monster below you is like on the ground trying to claw its way up. Would you like to do anything?
Sorry.
I think Bo would go toward the doctor and scream in his face.
Okay, go to roll some magic. John, you are with the golem, and the other one, like the golem has been smashing him for you. Would you like to do anything while Bo rolls some magic?
Yeah. I'm going to pull a play out of our old playbook, and I'm going to hop into this truck that still has a bunch of gasoline in the back and a full tank of gas itself, and I'm going to yell in everybody's minds that is receiving me, "Get the fuck out!" And I'm going to run this truck over the doctor, the two monsters, the golems, everything that's in there, and hope that Bo knows what I'm doing so he can make it go boom as soon as I get away.
Okay, so you climb into this truck, you put it in gear, you slam on the gas, and you're headed this truck straight for the doctor, where you see Bo just has him by the arms and is like pulling him forward to scream. How much harm does your scream do again, Bo?
2 damage.
2 damage. And so like there's like the doctor's blinking and like blood is coming down his nose, and you all hear John shout, "Get away!" And as this truck comes barreling towards you guys, Bo, it's gonna pass right through you. And what is everyone else doing? Tiger, you have come onto the scene. Everyone is trapped in a fire cage with an arm in your hand. Yeah, you have an arm.
Okay, as soon as I hear the getaway, I'm gonna run right back where I came from.
That is totally fair. Everyone else, unfortunately, you're in a wall of fire. What would you like to do?
They're so well armed.
Okay. I hear the getaway. Even though I do love to kill me some monsters, I'm going to attempt something to try and get away, because I know these guys blew up the damn Hindenburg. So I am going to look to the big golem that's currently just like smashing things. Can you either can I wear you like a suit, or can you throw me over the fire?
He looks at you for a second, sees that there's not a lot of time to think, and just like engulfs you. And so you're covered in this golem, and like your head's like your eyes are peeking out from like its chest, and he just goes, and then starts running with you in him.
Yes.
He's just like,
yes.
And you go right through the fire. He's clay. Like you're hot. Like it will keep burning you if you don't get out of here. But yeah, you're fine.
Yeah. And there's other golems in there for people to use. So
there's one other golem near where John used to be. Sasha, you're pretty close with Phil, but
Yeah,
Phil.
Sasha doesn't get the message, but Phil's hurt and we're getting away. So he's gonna try to help Phil to his feet and stumble away.
There's a wall of fire.
He's outside the wall of fire. Or Sasha was.
Sasha dove forward to catch Phil.
Okay, so he's now in the wall of fire.
Yeah, Sasha dove through the flames for Phil.
Wall of fire.
Okay.
Excellent. Okay. I guess we go through the wall of fire.
I mean, you saw me get in the golem. If you, unless
You
that's
can
what
just
you're
watch
trying.
your
not-
friend jump into the golem.
Well, I told the golem to do something at one point, and it just looked at me. So I don't have a good track record for the golem doing things I want them to do. So I'm just gonna go.
You can just run.
I'm gonna see. I want to, because the truck is moving,
Yes.
and so there's presumably a gap behind it.
Yeah, you can act under pressure and try and time it, right?
Yeah. This is gonna go terribly.
Am I going with you, or are you just going?
Oh, I'm dragging you with me.
Okay. Okay.
And that's a 9 again.
Okay. A 9. You can take a worse outcome, hard choice, or a price to pay. I love this. You can get there, but the truck, the gap has disappeared, and you just have to go straight through the fire. You can use yourself as a shield for Phil and take the fire damage that he would have taken, or you can leave Phil behind.
How much is the fire damage?
It is going to be 2 damage, and then you'll have to put yourself out to not take more. If you take
I
Phil's, it'll
protect
be
Phil.
4.
Oh, if it will protect Phil.
It's 2 each. If you take Phil's, you'll have 4.
See, here's the thing. That almost kills me, but I almost want to do it for the drama.
What do we care? It's a one
It's 2:20 in the
shot.
morning. Let's just do
So
it.
one
shot.
shot at
Sasha
220.
will protect Phil.
I'm here for the drama.
Yeah.
So you get to this wall of fire, and it's lower certainly. And you look at the fire, you look at Phil, and you just wrap as much of yourself around him as possible, and just dive backwards through it and roll. And your coat catches on fire, and so you land, and like you're out of breath, you're on fire. Phil is lying next to you, and you just feel the flames eating up your legs.
Okay, what do I need to do to put out the fire? Start like patting
Yeah,
it
you
out,
can just
rolling
start
on the
patting
dirt.
it out, and Phil, you could help if you wanted.
Sure. Yeah. Let's.
Okay. Bo, a truck just drove through you with your friend inside, who may have just screamed, "Get away!" And you've done similar things like this before. So as the truck passes through you, takes the doctor's motorcycle out. John, what are you doing?
So I'm gonna trust that he'll light the truck on fire because he's good at that, and I'm gonna try to use some magic to specifically do one thing that is beyond human limitations, and that is fling myself out of the truck and like over the wall of flame and a tuck and roll. And I'm going to say this now before I roll the dice. I will not be using luck on this.
Good. Let's go. Let's do it. Use some magic.
5 plus 2 is 7, plus 2 weird is 9. It
Okay.
works imperfectly. Choose your
But
effect that.
So your
That's
effect can do
perfect.
that. You can
Right.
choose your glitch.
Oh my goodness. I like the problematic side effect.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you that gift. It has a problematic side effect.
Perfect. You yell, "Get away!" Your truck bashes into the doctor as he, like, you watch him through the windshield as he looks and stares at you, like blood coming out of his nose from where Bo screamed in his face, and he just goes, "Shit!" And you hit him, you fling yourself out, and like you put all of your force behind it, and you accidentally, like, you push, and suddenly you're in the air, like you're over the flames. And you're a lot higher than you thought you were going to be. And like you realize, am I flying? Nope, still falling. Wham! You hit the ground, and you feel one of your legs just, and you break a bone. It's your problematic side effect. Bo, you know what's up.
So
You
what do
see
I put?
John
What do I put down on
fly.
this for harm?
You take 2 harm.
Okay.
So Bo, you see your friend fly, like literally fly out backwards, kind of going, "Ah!" And what would you like to do as the only incorporeal person here?
I think Bo would just like to start some more fire and
Do
Make
your
it go
magic.
boom. That is 10 plus 3.
Fuck yeah.
Oh
I will
my.
offer you an added benefit. So what you want to start more fire? Is there anything else specific effect you want?
Maybe like careful spell,
Throw everyone clear.
unless you don't want that.
I can't see anyone on the other side, so I think I would just like to kind of quickly swap places with the doctor and throw him so that he shields me from the fire a little bit.
I mean, you're not harmed by fire.
So I just take 1 less damage from the fire.
Okay. You take 1 less damage, and you don't have armor.
No.
Okay. So you swap places with the doctor as the truck hits him and comes to a stop. It kind of barrels him into a rock on the other side of the fire. And as soon as it hits and you're like, okay, he's probably gone and nothing else is moving, you flip and swap places. You just like kind of reach through, grab him, and use it to pull yourself through and him out. You just fling him backwards towards the flame, and as you do so, everything else explodes. And the truck and the rock help shield you from some of the fire. You are going to take 3 harm.
That's okay.
It would have been 4, but you take 3. And you throw Dr. Staltz like a ragdoll backwards towards the flame. And everyone can kind of see as this flame bursts forward that it illuminates everything, and that these 2 creatures that were in the fire and like afraid of it, there's nowhere else for them to go, and they're smelling meat. And you see both of them grab what's left of Dr. Staltz, take it to the ground as they're burning, and just they're ripping it apart as they're burning off.
For the record, there's still a golem in there punching them.
There's definitely a golem who's just standing there in the fire, just like,
Just holding 1 Molotov, like,
Come here!
I mean, it exploded. His hand is gone. He's just like, and as this fire continues to burn, you all see that there is not a lot left, but some ash and some corpses, and your friends on the ground. Bo, you can't, like, you took your harm, but you can technically walk out of this.
I think he will just like come out on the other side of it, brush off some imaginary soot and sparks that would normally just go through him, and look really cool.
Oh yeah, he walks through he phases through the back of the rock that got smashed into, brushing some embers off of himself. And John, you watch as your friend is just like, And Bo, you see John there in the grass, and just like leg in one way, and everyone
Subtle
else.
And discreet, just like always.
To stabilize myself.
You need to what?
Stabilize myself.
yourself.
Oh yeah,
Feel-
I think a lot of you need to stabilize.
Well, I am 1 away from death and unstable, so
Oh yeah, you're gonna need some help on that.
okay.
Phil, help. Yep, happy to help.
Phil is also not far behind that.
Cool.
So yeah, Saja, you can absolutely
Oh,
help
that's
through it.
Full 12.
Full
Nice.
12. Yeah, you talk Phil through how to put out the fire and then deal with some of the burns and
Still
help.
unstable because
You're
that's
still
how
unstable, but you
sadly
do
hurt
get
it
some
was.
back.
Yeah, I get 2.
And you all, Tyga, from the you managed to make it about a good halfway back to the shack before you felt the shockwave of the explosion and then heard it, and you turn and you see this giant fireball. You also see, if you look close enough, a little figure flying out and then hitting the ground, and that would be John. And then it's quiet. There's no more shrieking. There's no more sound of a motorcycle.
Tyga-
no more sound of a truck.
Only glances at that for like a bit and glances back forward even while John is still in the air and keeps walking towards the shack.
Okay. And you all have managed to survive this evening. There are only corpses left. You can manage to stabilize yourself enough. There is a golem there who can help whoever needs help, like probably help John get on his feet.
I feel like sorry, I am so bad with names. I feel like why do I not have your name in here? Sasha, right? Sasha?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like Sasha probably needs help too.
Yes. I mean,
Sasha-
everyone needs
Good.
help.
Yeah, Sasha needs to heal himself one more time, and then he will no longer be unstable and can go around and take care of everyone.
Yes. The golem can kind of scoop you up and look at Fern and Bo and like look around directionally as just like cradling Sasha like a child and is like,
Once the golem
Sasha's
has
just
Sasha,
like,
Yeah, just hold on to that. Hold it tender. I'm going to use my mech suit that I am currently
in a
wearing,
golem mech suit.
and I'm going to. I'm assuming as we're doing this, the fire dies down a bit.
Yeah, the fire's dying down.
I'd like to go in and I know they're crispy, but I'm going to stomp the heads of the two creatures until they are paste, until they are ash.
Stomp, 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 stomp. Goo, ash, dust. Yeah.
Can I see? I know Schultz just, is barely anything. Are there any teeth left?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm taking.
You find his skull.
Oh, I take the whole skull. Oh, the skull's mine.
It's a little burnt. It's a little crispy, but you got a skull.
Ooh, a crispy
like-
skull.
Yeah, that's mine.
You gotta flick a few pieces of skin off there.
Yeah, I take Schultz's skull. That's a trophy right there. That's what I call a trophy.
I have
Oh,
the
good.
golem, my golem, come over and help me up. And as I do so, I'm just talking to Bo. I'm like, successful mission? I know they wanted
Right.
Dr. Schultz alive and he's dead. I know they wanted his research and we burned it all. But hey.
You didn't.
know.
You have some that got
Oh
stolen.
yeah, we have one book out of the entire mansion.
You
Can
got the
I,
letters
like-
in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can
But,
I like
but overall,
telepathically
check the
successful.
shack.
talk to John?
John? Sure.
Yeah.
Why
I'll
not?
just say mission status.
Roaring success.
Okay. And
Sure is boring.
as Taiga walks to the shack where there's probably some more evidence or something, I'm hoping. Like Taiga's gonna slow the pace down because like, okay, probably the doctor's dead and like
Oh yeah.
and walks away from the explosion towards the shack.
Yes.
Back to the explosion.
Um,
Damn, he's
in the
so
shack,
cool.
you do find some more books of Staltz's, some more research notes and various accounts of the past few years since 1939 of what he's been doing, running this experiment, forcing people to eat human flesh and then slowly torturing them until they become Wendigos. And that he found out that if you consumed human flesh and then were exposed to a Wendigo, they could control you a little bit, which is what was happening. And poor Gunter never got paid a
Aw.
day's wage.
Oh no.
That was his worst crime. Yeah, you've found a good stack of evidence here in this shack that Staltz managed to save from his research in the manor.
Okay.
And you can collect all that up. Is everyone headed back to town?
Yeah.
I tell everybody as a voice of experience in these things, when things blow up and there's Nazis around, it's best to get out of the area very quickly. They're not really keen on the whole like reasonable explanation thing, so
I'll telepathically say just like while we're linked, let's meet somewhere at a point. I'm going to phone the what you call my organization.
Agency.
Yeah, the agency to pick us up and get us the fuck out of here. I'll collect all the evidence here. Let's meet up.
so we get to our extract point basically.
Yes,
Yeah.
I will set I have to use my handbag radio to
You do.
set an extract point.
You can absolutely do that.
So
Sasha,
You're
you're muted.
I'm not. I personally am just very excited about a handbag radio and didn't want to interrupt the scene.
Okay.
So
Hearing all that, Phileas would know immediately. Like, there's places where we can hide you. I can lead you to places until you wait for your extraction. That's no problem. He's gonna go over and find his dad's rifle, and as he kind of picks it up from wherever Sasha landed in the mud, it's got like it's jam packed with mud up inside the barrel, and it's like, okay. And then he goes to find his motorcycle, which
It's a
I
burnt out husk.
assume is a burned out husk.
It got set on fire and then smashed by a truck and then set on fire again.
Mm-hmm. And he's gonna kind of go and look at all the hours and hours and years that him and his dad put into building this from scratch, kind of thing. And it's just gonna be like, I guess I get to make another one. And it's just gonna be like, okay, this is good. And he'll start unpacking the mud from the barrel and just follow wherever everyone goes.
I would say to Fern, that kid's got moxie. Maybe the organization could use him.
How about
After you overhear that.
when he doubles in age?
You will not. What organization are you from?
CIA.
Oh no! Don't start her on.
Absolutely not.
Don't start him on that.
Absolutely not.
And as this bickering occurs, Tyga, what are you saying to the agency? You managed to get this radio going. There's an operator on the other end.
Yes, we need an extraction. Unfortunately, Staltz is dead, but we have information that we need, and we dealt with the danger for the most part. We think.
How many need extraction?
How many are coming with us? I will think that into our...
Yeah.
Man, this sucks when I open it up both ways. Who wants out? Who wants out of the locale? The Nazis aren't going to be very friendly now.
I don't think we can just steal civilians. They're welcome to come, but I don't
Sasha, do you
know
want
if
to
they'll
learn
come
a whole
with them.
bunch of cool secrets?
I don't trust organizations.
That's fair.
And
We've been keeping our eye on you for so long, but yeah, that's fair.
I have to watch over Emilian's practice.
Okay.
So
I'd like to take my golem. Can I take my golem? Ask them if they can fit the golem. He can get smaller.
can you leave a
Can you
golem?
fit a golem?
I don't pass the golem bit on. I just say 3.
Oh, okay, 3. I say 3.
I'm bringing the golem.
You can be in the golem.
Yeah, I am. We're one person.
You're gonna rob the small town of its only protection by
They
taking the
have
golem?
2 whole golems,
Yeah, there's 2 other ones that she can send back with
and they get to
Sasha
have
and Phil.
those forever.
Sasha gets golems.
Yeah,
Well,
you get golems.
it is nice to see
New
that
reception
Bo and
at
I
the
have
doctor's
taught
office.
you how to really expand and think outside the box instead of the stiffness that you originally started with. That's why they sent us on this mission with you, was to get you guys to like
Punch him with the golem.
Excuse me, golem holding onto John. Drop him real fast.
He just boop.
Onto his broken leg. I'm sure it's lovely.
I have a cane.
And the golem will just stand there, having dropped John. Just looks at you. Seems very happy about everything.
Dick
Can
move.
you not? That's
Dick
just
move, bro.
more work for me. I have to set that leg.
Oh,
Stop
apologies.
hurting it.
Golem, could you set the leg?
No.
He takes it and he just
No.
There you
he does
go.
set the leg, but then he does not he doesn't have anything to bind it with, so he just molds his hands over your leg.
There you go.
You know, you
Astounding.
did a decent job. Yeah.
And you get to
All
take
right.
that home
Thanks.
with you. You get to have that golem.
We'll get you some proper things when we get back to clinic.
I'm not going back to town. There's lots of Nazis who want to know about an explosion.
A fire and another fire. I mean,
There's 2 fires, there's an explosion, and most of the SS are now disappeared.
Sorry about your bike, Phyllis. Just keep in mind the sidecar made it out alive.
Oh, you might want to get that so there's not evidence you were here.
Oh.
Just a heads
Yeah,
up.
we should just
Yeah.
light it on our way out. Light it up.
Push it in.
Just
Light
light
it up.
That's
oh,
fair.
man.
It does have blood on it.
It does. The operator on the other end of the line, Taiga, just says, "We can handle an extraction for 3. Your location is San Bouchard, correct?
Yes.
All
that is
right.
where we are.
We'll send a team on the next train to safely escort you.
On the
Back to
next
Paris.
train.
The next train is coming in the morning. It's 3 hours away."
Does it pass by those train tracks north of the town?
Well, yes, we can. Would you like it to stop?
No, I think that would be fine.
Slow
All
down.
right. We will arrange for the train to make a maintenance stop, and you can hop right on, and our team will take you.
Sounds fantastic. I relay this information.
Okay, and once you do, I close our connection. Man, that was irritating.
It's not so fun, is it?
He got to use telepathy more than I did, and it's my ability.
Yeah. You see, John, as like Phileas and Sasha are like getting their things together. That from like around their neck, they have a charm around their in whatever place they want to wear jewelry. That is a Hamsa. That is a protection from the evil eye. So that is what kept them safe from your powers. And none of the things tried to scream in their face, so you couldn't tell if it would have worked on those things too. Phileas just got stabbed by the doctor. And yeah, that's where we'll end.
Woo!
That was fun. Well done, Jackie.
Lots of fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was
Lots of
great.
fun.
Mm-hmm.
That was
I-
awesome.
I wasn't sure where you were going with that, Scott, and I saw it as you were like, "Get on," and I was like, "This guy's gonna stab a kid."
I loved it.
It's gonna make everyone in the party so angry, but I have to stab a child.
There was only one target that he's like, okay, this is relatively normal. This doctor's been in town for a while. I can try to talk this doctor into something. I have no weapons.
So good.
Hop on.
Oh, good.
I'm
Gosh,
shocked.
didn't want him to run away.
Not what I was expecting you were doing. Oh, that was so lovely. Thank
good.
you all. I'm sorry this went so long.
5 hours of 7 hours of gameplay.
Is it 7? We started at 8:15.
It's 5 o'clock my time, and it's midnight now. That's 7.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's been about a little less
This
than
could
7
have
hours.
been 2 sessions, but I mean, whatever. We got it in one.
I'm in.
I don't have
I'm
to.
okay with it. This was fun.
Yeah.
I'm glad we pulled
It's
it off.
fine.
Thank
I
you,
can
Jackie,
take-
for putting this
Yeah,
together,
yeah.
for
That was
all the work
awesome.
that you
Really
that you
cool.
did.
I'm excited to see when we premiere it.
Yeah, we got like
The bag.
4.
Josh, the bag. The reusable bag.
It has a flaming tuba on it.
That's so perfect.